Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Belle, and for today's video I will be doing a story time on the time that I shot my sister with a pellet gun. So if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so I decided to film this video sitting down in my living room floor. I just thought it would be more comfortable. Today I actually woke up pretty chilly. So I have my blanket with me, which you guys probably can't see, but this is my blanket. Okay guys, so for today's story time, like I mentioned in the intro, I will be telling you guys about the time that I shot my sister. So this happened back in, I think I was in 6th grade. I was in 6th grade and my sister was in 7th or 8th. I was either in 6th or 7th grade. She was in 7th or 8th. She was a year ahead of me. So we always had this pellet gun that my dad had bought, and my brothers would use it to shoot rabbits at night when my dad was not home, because we were not allowed to use the pellet gun. So at night we would be outside, and then my brothers would just be, using the pellet gun, shooting at rabbits, or just shooting at the fence, because we lived right behind a school. We lived behind East Elementary. I still think that's still the name of the school today. So I knew that my sister was extremely scared of the sound that the pellet gun made. So, and it was late guys, it was probably like maybe 11, 12 midnight, and we were still outside, because that was the only time that we were allowed to go outside, was when my dad wasn't home, because he was really strict. So my mom would let us go outside with her, of course. And I decided to grab the pellet gun because my brother had stopped using it. So I grabbed it, and I didn't think there was an actual pellet or a bullet in the gun. Because usually my brother is always shooting it, and then once he's done shooting it, he doesn't put one in until he's gonna use it. So the gun looked like it had already been used. I'm sorry guys, my voice was going out for a second. So the gun had looked like oh my god, it's this weather. I hope I don't get sick. Oh my god, my voice is going away. I'm gonna continue with the story though. So the gun had looked like it had already been used, so I grabbed it and I shut it because it was open, and I went to my sister's room. Now keep in mind, the house was extremely dark. Like there was not one light on in the house, and my sister was already in bed sleeping, because like I said, it was really late. So I decided to creep into the room with the pellet gun. This already sounds sketchy. And in my mind, like, thank God that something in me told me to stop at the entrance of our room, because my initial what I was gonna do at first was I was literally gonna put the gun right by her head or by her ear so she could hear the sound, because it made a really loud sound. But for some reason, like, something stopped me. Like something told me, like, don't go any further, like stop here at the entrance. So I stopped at the entrance and I shot the gun. But keep in mind, I thought there was nothing in the gun. Next thing you know, like, I just hear my sister screaming in pain. And she just kept saying like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and was crying. So I turned the lights on, and there's just blood splattering everywhere from her arm, like a sprinkler. It just wouldn't stop. So at that point, I started freaking out. Like, one, I was scared. Like, I didn't mean to do that. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't realize there was a bullet. Two, I was thinking about what my mom was gonna do to me, because she was gonna whoop my what. So I didn't know how to tell my mom. I didn't want to tell my mom. I just wish this could all just go away, that it was a dream. I wish I wouldn't have done it. Because if you've been watching my previous videos, like, you guys know that I've said before, I'm a very clumsy person, So people are always just thinking that something's always gonna happen to me. I'm always gonna do something because I'm not the brightest. So I knew if I told my mom that I did this, like, I was gonna be in big trouble. So I ended up telling my mom. I ran to the front of the house because she was still on the porch with my brothers. And I had told her, like, Mom, like, you know, I have something to tell you. I don't know how to tell you, but Anna's bleeding. She was like, bleeding? And I was like, yeah, I accidentally shot the gun, but I didn't know there was a bullet in it, so now she's bleeding and I'm scared. As soon as I told her that, my mom got up and slapped me right across my face, and then she just pushed me. So at that point, I felt like I don't know, like unloved. Like I felt betrayed. I felt just thrown to the side. Obviously, I was loved. But what I did was pretty bad. So my mom goes running to the room, and she sees my sister, like, just, you know, sitting on the bed, grabbing her arm, trying to make the bleeding stop. And then, like, we didn't know what to do. And like I said, we were all scared of my dad, because if he were to find out what had happened, we would all be in big trouble. Because one, why was there a pellet gun out? Why did I grab it? And why was there a pellet bullet in it? So we were scared about my dad. We were scared about what I did. We didn't know what to do. So my mom ended up, sorry guys, that's my dog Billy. So mom ends up going to the neighbor's house. It was 3 guys in there. And there was one guy that supposedly, he said he was a nurse in Mexico. So mom's like, okay, we'll come check my daughter out to see, you know, what's going on. So he checks my sister's arm, right? And the bullet went in, like, I think in here. So obviously, if you shoot something, or even just in general, if you're going through something, there has to be an exit. There was no exit hole. So my mom was like, you know, it's probably still in her arm. And the guy was like, no, calm down. I'm a nurse. Let me check it out. So he starts looking at my sister's arm and starts feeling. And he was like, there's no bullet in there. It popped right back out. I'm like, how the hell is a bullet going to pop out with no exit hole? So it just bounced in and bounced right back out in the same hole. I don't think that's possible. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think that can happen. So he says she's fine. Just wrap up her arm. The bleeding should stop and it's okay. And then he left. And then I started telling my mom, like, I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure the bullet is still in there. So mom started feeling my sister's arm more. And she was like, I think I feel something. So we ended up going to the hospital. Probably 12, 1. At that time, it was probably like maybe 1 in the morning. So we go to the hospital. And we tell them that, you know, my sister got shot with a pellet gun. I did not want to tell them that it was me at first, but they kept asking, like, that's weird, like, who shot her? Something had to happen. So we ended up telling them that, you know, I shot my sister, and then the police come. Like, I am in the 6th grade, and I'm already about to get arrested. It was just a pellet gun. I mean, I didn't think it was that serious, but apparently it is. Don't play with guns at all. Even if they're not real guns, pellet guns, BB guns, don't play with guns. But, so I'm in the waiting room. My sister's getting checked to see if the bullet is in fact in there, which it turns out that it was. So she did have to get, like, I guess a mini surgery to get it removed. But a cop walks in the waiting room where I'm at. So I'm just sitting down in my chair, you know, minding my business. I'm like, what, 5 feet or so? Yo, I'm not lying. This cop was like 7 feet tall. He literally had to bend to get through the door. And he was like, okay, who's the person that shot, you know, this young lady? And I was just like, me? And I look up at him because he's extremely tall. So I look up and he starts asking me questions like, you know, why did you do it? You know, what were your intentions? And I just told him, like, you know, it was an accident. I didn't mean to. This dude looks at me and says, it's not funny. Why are you laughing? I wasn't even laughing. I'm literally looking up at him, so it may look like I have some sort of smile on my face, but I don't. I'm scared. And maybe my face by itself did a grin, because usually when I'm put in uncomfortable situations, I sometimes laugh or I do smile. But I don't do it because I think this is a joke. Like, I'm literally like shit in my pants. I'm scared. So he's like, it's not funny. You know, I can put you in jail if your sister decides to press charges on you. In my head, I'm like, she ain't about to press no charges on me. I'm her sister. So, like I said to the cop, my sister did not press charges on me. So we ended up going home, and we literally made it in time before my dad got home from work, because my dad was working second shift, but they would get out pretty late. Or was it third shift? It was either second or third shift, but they would get home really late. So we literally made it in time before he got home, and then we all went to bed like nothing happened. So my dad got home, and he started eating, because he usually eats when he gets home. And my mom ends up telling him what I did. I could literally hear my parents arguing, and my dad saying, oh, there's something wrong with her. We need to get her checked out. You know, tiene el demonio. You know, she's possessed. You know, she can't be staying here. If I was, you know, her sister, like my sister, the one that I shot, her name's Anna, I wouldn't be sleeping in the same bed with her. You know, I would be on the lookout. And I could hear him from my room. And that literally just broke my heart. I'm like, are you serious? Like I said before, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't think there was a bullet in there. Maybe my actions were shady, because like I said, the house was pitch black. I'm literally creeping in the house with a pellet gun, ready to shoot it. But in my mind, I'm just shooting it to make the sound, not because I think there's an actual bullet in there. And if they would have known at the time, they know now, that I was actually trying to aim for her head, like put the gun towards her head. Yo, I probably wouldn't even be here. I probably would have been in like a, what is it, those mental institutes. But I do remember him telling him, you know, like, we can't trust her. Like, I don't even trust her. She shouldn't be staying here. And I was like, oh God. So in my mind, I was like, I really don't hope my sister thinks that I'm gonna do this again, or that there's something mentally wrong with me, because there wasn't. Like I said, the worst thing about me is I'm clumsy. I don't think things through, but I never have any bad intentions. Like, I'm not out here trying to hurt people. I remember once the news broke out about what I did to my sister as far as school goes, like her friends, they started looking at me like if I was a murderer or a criminal. I'm like, why did you tell them? And she was like, well, they were asking me what happened. Couldn't you have lied? She was like, well, I didn't think about lying. And I was just like, oh God, now everybody's gonna look at me now. And that's exactly what happened. Every time I went to school and I would see her friends, they would stare at me like I got problems. But I'm just glad I got through that stage in my life. I got through school, and nothing like that ever happened that I can remember right now. I don't think I ever did anything like that or anything close to that. So I'm just glad it's all over and it's behind me. But like, time does go by and nobody in my house trusts me. Every time there's a conversation about, because they used to talk about guns a lot, my dad likes guns, they would like whisper, or they would stop talking if they saw me passing through the room. Or when my dad bought his gun, an actual gun, and he had it out, he would put it away as soon as I walked in the room and be like, oh, I'm gonna put this away because I don't want you to grab and start shooting people in here. I was like, are you serious? But anyways, guys, that is my story of the time that I shot my sister with a pellet gun. Didn't try to make it too long. Pretty much that's what happened. I grabbed a gun. I didn't think there was a bullet in there. I ended up shooting her. Got in trouble. My parents did not trust me for a very long time. And even today, they still make jokes about me if I want to buy a gun or take any gun lessons. And to be honest, I don't trust myself with a gun. I'm extremely clumsy. Sometimes I'll be walking and I'll trip and there's nothing on the floor. I literally just tripped for no reason. So I don't trust myself with a gun. I'm probably going to be the person walking in there with my gun, trip and start shooting everybody by accident. So that's my story. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.